This is a follow-up to last year's video, propagation by root cutting. This is the apple tree I propagated in that video. Turned out to have wonderful eating fruit last fall, early fall season. And I'll explain a little bit more about what I'm doing in this video. This was a seedling of a variety called Bailey Sweet. And it's thrived here, and it will have abundant blooms this year. Just a little next to it, I've got another tree grown from seed from a variety called Red Baron. Turned out to have small fruit. This is left over from last year. Blooms a few days earlier. It perhaps has ornamental quality. I keep it around for a pollinizer. And you never know what you get from seed until you see it fruit. It's exciting to find out. One of the things about growing seedlings is if it grows up to have fruit, then you know it's adapted for the local climate. This is one I've just transplanted, and in the next few minutes I've got a couple others there. I'll transplant another so you can see. From this size pot, this is the type of pot I put the propagated root cutting in last year, and I just transplanted one into a larger tree pot. It grew about 15 inches on top last year, and by this fall in this larger pot it'll grow out to a suitable size to plant. On the surface there you'll see the cocoa bean shell mulch, kind of a nice top dressing, and you can use that when you plant it out in the ground as well. It's a nice mulch. So this year I planted some seeds from a variety called Jefferus. It's an American heirloom variety. What I've got in my bin is a Pro Mix Ultimate Organic Mix with about a palmful each of green sand and earthworm castings for some nutrients in there. Fill that mostly up, make a bit of a cavity in the center. And I've got seedlings with pretty good roots on them. They probably could have been planted a week ago. And I handle them by the leaves so that I don't damage the stem. Enough of a cavity to drop those roots into and sustain it. Fill in around. After transplanting, I'll water it in. Today's the 24th of April. And I'll watch the weather to see if it's gonna get real cold again. But we just had a few nights down in the upper 20s, and that might be the end of that, but we'll see in the next couple weeks what it does. And hopefully I won't need to bring it inside, or alternatively to cover the root zone with mulch in case it would freeze. But I'm counting on good weather for it to be out here. This is rainwater, and I collected in a bucket under the eaves. Just water that in well. And once the weather warms up in another month or so, I may on the surface put a bit of fertilizer. I've often used one called Plant Tone. It's an organic fertilizer. had pretty good results with. So that's all there is to it, planting seeds from heirloom fruit varieties. It's fun to find out what you might get. And if you get something that you like, whether it's for eating, for cider, for cooking, or what have you, you can go ahead and give it a name. Cultivar name, variety name, or if you're real ambitious, you can look into getting a patent for it. But, I think classical breeding, and this is what it is. It's planting from seed and seeing what you get. Each apple or pear seed is a potential new variety. Some people say, without really knowing, but they'll say hundreds of thousands of seeds have to be planted before one might turn into something really good. Well, I have seen different results than that because I do this on quite a small scale. I think there may be an art to it. Again, those people who think hundreds of thousands of seeds need planted may be thinking of some modern breeding programs who select seeds from other modern varieties just been bred out. And I think there's potential in some of these old varieties. There's hundreds of varieties that there's some out there, and like I say, if it fruits in your environment and it's adapted, you might have something good. You might plant 20 seeds and 19 of them die for one reason or another. That one that survives may be an ornamental tree. But like I say, it's fun to find out. I think it's worth doing, and over 11 years or so I've done it, and even having to wait several years to see fruit, I've named 2 varieties now that have wonderful fruit growing here in Michigan. Rush McKean is the apple you've seen. Another pear I've named Kaiser. I propagated that by chip budding last year and planted in a few different locations in Michigan to see how it fruits elsewhere. So that's a little bit more about what I do. Hopefully post a couple more videos in the next year or two and share a little bit more. With any luck, with God's blessing, we'll see some apples and pears this fall.